In 2020, the U.S. Census, a nationwide headcount of American residents, takes place. It gives us a better understanding of what America looks like, how society is changing, and what it needs. The government uses that information to ensure states are fairly represented in Congress. But census data also shapes public policy, like how and where federal funds are spent. Completing the census has never been easy. The first was conducted in 1790 by 16 untrained, ill-equipped marshals and their assistants, who took 18 months to complete the count. Thomas Jefferson wasn't happy with the result. In 1890, Buffalo inventor Herman Hollerith won a competition to streamline the process with his mechanical card reading device. It didn't just change America. His company, IBM, changed the world. The 2010 census cost the taxpayer $13 billion, but with 330 million people living in America at the last count, even the threat of a fine can't stop some surveys from ending up in the trash. Some people like to keep themselves to themselves. Nevertheless, Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution enshrines the census in law, ordering that it take place every 10 years. It's the Census Bureau's responsibility to count every man, woman, and child equally. But when the Founding Fathers rocked up to the Pennsylvania State House in 1787 to discuss the future of the Union, the question arose, should slaves be included? To be honest, Southern delegates favored counting slaves as citizens, because that would mean greater representation and more power in the House. Northern states believed they would be at a disadvantage. The 3/5 compromise concluded that 3 out of every 5 slaves could be counted in the census. It took a civil war and the adoption of the 14th Amendment in 1868 to guarantee African Americans full citizenship. But could a new question in the census about citizenship undo centuries of progress? Many fear that by counting citizens rather than people, some migrants will not take part in the census through fear of deportation, and an inaccurate portrait of 21st century America could emerge from the data.